Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, your superstore for salt, sand, snowmelt products, and much more. Here's the rock salt, and they've got the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area's largest supply of rock salt. Plenty of it, and at the lowest prices anywhere that you can find. Also, of course, we've got spreaders, shovels, mag ice pellets and flakes and Pelleto, and nothing like a new snowblower. Especially, I like the one with the 30-inch blade. So head over to Omni at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125 is the phone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So we've got weather going on, but as far as the area from eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England is concerned, and from northeastern Virginia on up into the Hudson Valley in southern New England, if you want to go southwest and northeast, the winter storm warnings that are up in southeastern Virginia, North Carolina, and now even for portions of South Carolina, that is from a storm system that is not coming here. It's passing by to our south and east. We also have ice storm warnings that are in effect for parts of coastal North Carolina, including the cities of Wilmington, and into on the other side, on the South Carolina side near the coast in Myrtle Beach. Ice accretion is anywhere from just a few hundredths right near the coast to up to a quarter of an inch or more in inland spots. Snow, we're not talking about a lot of snow here as far as the forecast is concerned. The heaviest snows are going to be in southeastern Virginia and in easternmost North Carolina. Probably if you draw a line from Norfolk to about Elizabeth City, from there east to the coast, that's probably where you're going to see some 4-inch plus amounts. Maybe a few places get 5 or 6. The amounts tail off as you go inland, of course. 3 being forecast for Rocky Mount, North Carolina. 2 for Raleigh, and then you get over to Greensboro and Charlotte. You're talking about a coating to maybe as much as an inch, and we're seeing some snow amounts of 2 to 3 inches back to the west southwest as you head toward Fayetteville, and now even putting up some numbers into the interior of parts of South Carolina. This is all going to be passing by to the south and east of our area with no issues. Just checking on the radar this afternoon, and precipitation is starting to load up a bit. It's been mostly on the light side, but there has been icing because we've got temperatures that are down below freezing in much of the area where we have the winter storm warnings up and the winter weather advisories up. And that Gulf moisture extends down to Louisiana. Now, I just want you to notice there's a kind of a flatness to it. You notice there's a kind of a sharp northern edge to the precip shield right up here. Whoops, let me just move me over there. And right here, we've got this sort of sharp cutoff. And then on the south side, there's kind of a sharp cutoff. This is a frontal boundary with a wave on it. And that's all there is to it. The wave is going to develop when it's well offshore. It's not going to be, as I said, any problem here whatsoever. And with respect to what WPC is doing with this, as far as snowfall is concerned, in terms of probability, doesn't even make it up here. And I don't count the 0 to 5 or the 5 to 10%. To me, that's pretty meaningless. I usually like to look at the 30 to 40% numbers or higher, and they're all down well to the south in parts of South Carolina. Just going to give this a quick refresh so we can get the latest one, and you'll see it here. They've kind of upped the numbers a little bit on the probability of at least 2 inches, and we're looking at 50 to 6. The dark blue is 40 to 50. The light blue is actually 70 to 80%. So it's a pretty good bet that these areas are going to see at least 2, and there's a probability of 20 to 40% in northeastern North Carolina and southeastern Virginia that we wind up with 4 or more. So going as far as our weather is concerned for the weekend, it's going to be cold. I think that pretty much kind of says it all. There's not a whole lot of different ways that you could say it's going to be cold, and that's because we have this Arctic high that's to our north. And by the way, there has been, I'm going to go back to the radar for a moment. Sorry if I'm jumping around just a little bit, but there is some ocean effect snows that are going on in southeastern New England out to Cape Cod, and they're seeing some places have already gotten like 3 to 4 inches out of this. And this happens whenever you get an Arctic high that is sitting somewhere up, say in upstate New York or in the St. Lawrence Valley, and we're talking about very very cold air that takes a track. On the winds, you get these winds that come in off the Atlantic from the northeast and come ashore. You get ocean effect snow, and this is the same principle that works when you get the winds coming in off of Lake Ontario that bring in lake effect snows. Depending on which direction those winds are, if they're from the west, you're going to get them up in areas in north central New York. If they're from the northwest, you wind up getting it for Rochester, Syracuse. And if they're from the southwest or west southwest, that's when Buffalo winds up getting clobbered. So let's run you through the weekend. It's very cold today. Temperatures just in the 20s. Will be in the low teens, single digits, and even in some areas inland north and west of Philadelphia and north and west of New York City. We're talking about below zero readings. There goes our storm to our south. It moves out. Sunday, a little bit of moderation. Saturday's highs will just be in the 20s. We'll probably see the temperatures hold up a bit Saturday night. Maybe bounce back up a little bit into the 30s. There is a very weak cold front here that shows up. It's a little hard to see, but it is weak, and there's an area of snow there in eastern Ohio and western PA. That all gets left back west of the mountains pretty much. We get a little back to chilly, upper 20s to low 30s on Monday. Then we have another Arctic front approaching. There's a Gulf wave that moves across Florida and off the southeast coast. That's not coming here. And we're going to have another one of these instances like we had the other day with an Arctic front going by. And my bet is, as the models are showing, that it winds up setting up the same way, which is basically if you're north and west of Philadelphia, north and west of New York City, and well west of Boston, you have a chance maybe for a coating to an inch or two, and everybody else will just get a couple of rain showers. Then that goes out. It turns very cold for the rest of the week. And then we're going to start to look toward next weekend. Models are signaling that something may want to try and happen in the eastern part of the United States. There's a lot of vagueness, though, in what the models are doing. I'm not going to get specific because I know everybody forecast shops, and you'll see it on Ragebook and on various other social medias with regards to the eye candy maps and fantasy snowstorms. I would just leave it. I'll just say this much about it. If it's still around, we're still in that phase where the models are going to be playing around. It's there, it's not there. It's flatter. It goes out to sea, or goes out to the west. Whatever it is, we're still at that phase where, and it may lose it altogether again for a couple of runs. So if it's still around on the maps and all the models have it on Monday, then we will have a conversation about it. So until then, I'm not going to really get into it too much. All right, Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 is the telephone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So I'm going to just leave you with a shot of the snow forecast map for southeastern Virginia and into North Carolina, where we have winter storm warnings up for many areas in eastern North Carolina and even down into parts of South Carolina. The Joe and Joe Weather Show is taking 2 well-deserved days off, by the way, and we will be back on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'll tell you what, if something is on the table on the long range, I'm sure we'll talk about it in some fashion on Sunday. And also, just a reminder is that my free weather app, free, F-R-E-E, which means you don't have to pay for it, is on Google Play or on the App Store. The meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app. If you search that, or search that or term, or search my name, Joe Cioffi, you should be able to pull it up. The Apple version was not working for the last couple of months due to some technical issues that I had with Apple. Those have been resolved. The app is now working again. The notifications are working, so we're back to normal. So if we do get another threat of a winter storm, you'll be right on top of it because every single snow forecast map from Maine all the way down to Georgia is on the homepage of that app. So you can go to just one place and pull up wherever you are, wherever you live. If you want to look to see how much snow you're going to get, you can just scroll down to your particular state. They're National Weather Service maps. They update usually twice a day, or if the Weather Service needs to update them for whatever reason, they might do it a little more frequently. But it's not like standard apps where they're using a specific weather model, and every 6 hours you get a different forecast. So there's a lot more consistency with the maps that I have. Have a great day and a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday.